Alright, so this is my consistent clear. As you can see, only, well, only 4 stars and 3 stars and non-gacha 5 stars. This differs from my last team because I replaced Glossom with the 3-star thief that can cast attack down. To be completely honest, I'm pretty sure I can do this without the 3-star thief and I can just keep Glossom and keep things simple if I can find an NPC that could give attack down consistently. But I was a bit too lazy to test every single NPC, so I just decided to go with this. Surprisingly, there isn't too much difference between this fight and the last one because, well, again, as long as you obey the 4-turn cycle, you should be fine. I would like to say there's one point of inconsistency that I don't really like classifying as inconsistency, and that is the very start. If the fox casts cover at the very start, I highly suggest you just reset, because it's kind of a waste of time if the fox just decides to give 2 BP to the adventurer right after, as you see in my clip. So yeah, break the adventure as soon as possible, and when the adventure is broken, you kill the fox, and that's how you start the 4-turn cycle. And once the 4-turn cycle started, you should make sure that you will not die during the 4-turn cycle, no matter what happens. There is one point of inconsistency that is very difficult to avoid, and by very difficult, I mean it is very unlikely and therefore you should ignore it. And that would be the adventure casting Meteor on the same person 4 times in a row. I'll run over the general 4-turn cycle strat again, just in case people have rightfully chosen not to watch my last video. So turn 1 after the adventurer is broken and has recovered from break, you want to shred as much shield as possible. As you can see, I have 5 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4, which should shred, if I remember correctly, 17 shields, reducing the adventurer down to, I believe, 4 shields. And with 4 shields down, on turn 2, after the adventurer recovers, I can reduce the adventurer down to 3 shields with any interaction, such as the light AoE attack. Basically, on turn 2, you want to nuke the fox down to very low HP so that you kill it in one interaction after that turn, while also shredding the adventurer shields down, but not breaking the adventurer. Turn 3 is where everything happens, which is killing the fox and also breaking the adventurer. You can do whatever you want with the turns you have left, and turn 4 is, of course, the DPS turn. I would like to emphasize that I highly recommend not having Varkin's accessory. That is very, very important. Put something like a dragon scarf on him. I don't care. Because Varkin, I use him to nuke the fox. And if he kills the fox, then that could cause some problems. Alright, I suppose I should give some more commentary. Uh, I don't know if you noticed, but there has been some pretty intentional speed adjustments for each of the rows. Ideally, I want those who can kill the fox to be faster than everyone else, i.e., those who just shred the shields of the adventurer. And that is because on turn 3, I can then kill the fox, and then with the shield shredders, I can actually hit the adventurer instead of hitting the fox. And that's pretty important because if the fox uses cover on turn 2, basically the turn after it spawns, then that means the shield shredders would hit the fox instead of the adventurer, which is why I want the fox nukers to be faster than everyone else. And I think that's a pretty important concept when you construct a team around this fight. Of course, I think everyone should be more or less fine with this fight at this stage of the game. And this video is just kind of a challenge and also kind of a guide for anyone else who is still struggling. So yeah, enjoy the rest of the fight. Alright, so here is, you'll soon see, the only point of inconsistency in this fight if you do indeed reset such that the fox doesn't use cover immediately when it gets a turn. If the adventurer during its low health phase especially casts meteor on the same person 4 times, just as you've seen, they will likely die. I don't think debuffing it, even capping its magic attack down, would actually help me survive this. I think this is the one point of inconsistency that is so trivial that it can't be ignored, because as you can see, uh, yeah, I could still beat this fight even with Tiki Lin dead. And the chance of that happening is 1 over 4 to the third, which is 1 over 64, which in my opinion is quite unlikely. So yeah, that's the team and that's the fight. Hope you enjoyed it.